morning, everybody. Hope you're having a great start to your week. I have my Facebook Live up so I can see your comments if you are joining in on our chat for today. Wow, there is 139 people on already. Quite a lot of you joining in as we continue to track out the chance for severe weather that is moving in as we head into the afternoon. So right now, just taking a look at what's happening as you are heading out. Right now, just seeing cloud coverage. There was some rainfall earlier in the day, has primarily moved out, but taking a look at what's happening with our surface map right now, we are looking at a lot of warm air, a lot of moisture really pushing in. And you can see where that's happening throughout Corpus Christi and Houston along the coastline of that warm air and moisture that's moving in as our next cold front moves in. So that's what's creating that chance for severe weather today. We have all of that warm air moving in, and it's going to be meeting that cold front that's moving in, creating a dry line as we head into the afternoon. So typical for us, yesterday was the first day of spring, so kicking off spring weather right off the bat here in Texas. Taking a look at our 24-hour temperature change, big warm up that we felt already. And I can see your comments in the Facebook Live, and I'll answer them as we head into your the Facebook Live, just kind of getting a look at what's happening right now. But we will answer all of your timing questions and let you know what to expect throughout the entire day as we continue to track out the chance for severe weather. So 24-hour temperature change, again, we have all that moisture and the warm air really moving in along the coastline, and we're feeling it here in San Antonio. Temperatures warmer by 17 degrees than this time yesterday. So a lot of warm air. Dew point temperatures have really started to rise, and you can see that's just showing us the difference, the temperatures, the green and the yellow, moisture really pushing in for us. Warmer air, right now 68 if you are in San Antonio, 71 in Pleasanton, and looking at 72 if you are in George West. Probably feeling that humidity, just very damp out, and again, that's what we're seeing all across Texas right now. So the brown that we're seeing over El Paso and really throughout West Texas, that's the dry air that is pushing in as we head into our morning. But right now, a lot of moisture and a lot of warm air that is over us. Humidity started to rise and wind speed is beginning to pick up. You're going to feel that as you're heading outside this morning. Wind speed right now at about 20 miles per hour, no matter where you are across South Texas. Somebody said, will San Antonio get severe weather? We are looking at the chance for some strong to even severe storms developing. That's what we're tracking out throughout the entire day. And there's a chance for it. And that is just what we're going to be taking a look at now as we head into your Facebook Live. So taking a look at our radar right now, still a few scattered showers. If you were out in your morning commute an hour or two ago, probably ran into a little bit of rainfall. And there is still going to be a little bit of rainfall right now moving across I-10, Gonzales, New Braunfels, just dealing with some very light and scattered rainfall. Nothing heavy yet, but it was making the roadways slick. There were a lot of accidents out. We were out live this morning throughout the morning show and just showing what was happening out on the roadways. Now, fire danger is still high for today. We are dealing with those drought conditions, and we are looking at the very high potential still throughout Rock Springs, down into Eagle Pass, Cotulla. So be sure to not do any outdoor burning today. There is still that very high fire potential, not just today, but throughout the rest of the week. Moderate risk for New Braunfels down into Tilden. We are looking at the heavier rainfall. Going to be closer to Austin. So next 12 hours, what we're looking at, there's going to be a lapse in that rainfall as we head into the day today, between about noon and about 2 p.m. Then the better chance for storms. The timeline does look to be about 4 p.m. into about 8 p.m. And that is going to be rush hour traffic. So make sure that if you are going to be heading out during those hours, that you are taking caution out on the roadways. If you can avoid being out during that time, do so. Okay, so severe outlook for today. You can see the best chance, that's the area in orange, really all the way from Dallas to San Antonio into Houston. That's the highest risk that we're seeing right now. Taking a closer look though, Bexar County, at least part of Bexar County, mainly the eastern half, is under that enhanced risk for severe weather. So that's a level 3 out of 5. Enhanced is the area in orange, and we're seeing that all throughout Austin, New Braunfels, Bexar County, Gonzales, and Aquero. And I can actually use a little pointer here and show you guys what is happening. So this area in orange, okay, we can see the pointer on the screen. This area in orange, this is going to be the level 3 out of 5. It is the enhanced risk for severe weather. And so eastern portion of Bexar County, right along I-35 and I-10, and right along I-37 there, that's where we're looking at the higher risk for severe weather. Now level 2 out of 5, that's the area in yellow, right along I-35, down going into Cotulla. And that is going to be the slight risk for us. slightly lower chance, and then our lowest risk, which is a level 1 out of 5, that's going to be the area in dark green along Cotulla there. You can see passes through I-35, and that is just because where that dry line is going to move in. It's very dry there. They will have the instability, but we're not looking at the chance for really rainfall potential yet. It will continue to strengthen, though, as it pushes east throughout the day. So you can see where those storms are just really starting to strengthen as they push east. They hit I-37 and then right along I-10. That's where we're looking at those storms strengthening and giving us that potential for severe weather. So again, the timeline for this is going to be that rush hour between about 4 and 8 p.m. is when we're looking at those storms into the eastern portions of South Texas. So if you can avoid being out during that time, great. We would love for you to stay home during that time, but if you're going to be out and about on the roadways, picking the kids up from school, going to be coming home from work, use caution, and of course, review your severe weather plan. We have not had severe weather like this. This is the first time we've seen severe weather to this magnitude since May of 2021. So brush up on your severe weather plan, what you are going to do in the case of severe weather, and of course, make sure your phone is charged. Have a way to access any alerts, whether that's the KENS 5 weather app, radio, whatever. Just make sure that you can get those alerts to your phone. Taking a look at what the major threats for today are. So we just saw where the greatest threat is located, but breaking down what those threats are. Do you think that the rain will hit the fire danger areas? We can go over the fire danger area. Again, if you guys would like to go back and see that. Really, where the dry line hits is going to first be moving in the Del Rio area. There is going to be that instability, but conditions are so dry, it doesn't really look to be the chance for rainfall. So unfortunately, while they could really use that rainfall, it's really just going to be a lot of wind that we're expecting, and that adds to the fire conditions, very dry conditions, and those very gusty winds. So again, large fire danger there, closer to the Rio Grande, where we are expecting just those really windy but still dry conditions. Avoid any outdoor burning. As for the greatest threat for winds, looking at about 60 miles per hour here or even greater, that's going to be the area in red. Again, I'm going to get my little pointer for us. The area in red here, you can see right along 45 and right along I-10, Dallas to Houston, that is where the greatest wind threat is going to be. Here in San Antonio, what we're looking at, we still have about a 15% risk, and that's the same area that we saw earlier under enhanced. Portions of Bexar County, New Braunfels, Gonzales, we are looking at the better chance for strong and damaging wind gusts. So bring the trash can in, just be prepared. We could be dealing with that throughout the day. Lower risk is going to be just along I-35 there, where I have my pointer, the area in brown, looking at the lower risk for damaging wind gusts. Now, as for the threat for tornadoes, few isolated tornadoes not out of the question, especially for this area in yellow. What we're looking at here is that black around it. That means significant severe risk. Better chance all the way from Dallas down into really New Braunfels area. So here in San Antonio, we are still under, here we're under about a 15% risk. So we are monitoring that closely. About a 10% risk, so that's what we're monitoring as we head into the day. Better chance for anything is really going to be along I-35 and I-10, closer to Austin, heading towards New Braunfels. That's the area that we're really watching for the threat for tornadoes. Again, few isolated tornadoes, not out of the question, and that's where we're talking about. Review your severe weather plan, where you're going to go, and avoid being out on the roadways during that time, about 4 into about 8 p.m. And so taking a look now, this is the threat for hail, and that's something that we typically see. Again, we have that hatched chance for significant severe. So hatched, that's showing us the area in black here. So that means that there's a greater chance for hail to develop. We could see quarter-size hail, totally possible with this system. Best chance is going to be the areas in red, again, Austin, portions of Bexar County, and the areas in black. So totally possible that we could see the chance for hail with this system as it moves in between about 4 and 8 p.m. That is going to be one of the greater threats. Flooding doesn't seem to be as much of a threat, but we are going to see some heavy rainfall moving in. And again, we've had this very dry condition, so not totally out of the question just because the ground is so dry. Taking a look at right now, one different model that we're looking at, just showing us the timeline for the system, what we're looking at, takes us into 12 p.m. here. And we are looking at a few more scattered showers, but then kind of a lapse in that rainfall as we head into about 12 into 2 p.m. And so then we head into about 4:30 here. And this is where that line of storms is starting to really become stronger as it continues to push east. You can see, I'm going to get my pointer again. Okay, so this is the line that we're talking about. This is 430, and it's going to continue to strengthen as it pushes east. So all the way from Austin down into San Marcos, down into George West, those are the storms that are starting to strengthen as it moves across those counties. And it is only going to continue then to strengthen as we head into the day, 6:30 here, really strengthening to the northeast of us. And again, that's going to be closer to that area in between Dallas and Houston, looking at the better chance for those storms to really strengthen. But again, we are looking at the heaviest rainfall falling throughout Austin and down into Floresville. Here we go, seeing 9 p.m. Everything should be moving out here by about 8, 9 p.m. for us, but it's starting to move into LaGrange, Gonzales, and getting closer to Victoria. And that is really where those storms are expected to strengthen and kind of fester as we head into the overnight hours. So Columbus, Hallettsville, they're looking at the better chance for severe weather as we head into the overnight hours. We're going to be clearing out, though. Now we're looking at the HRRR model, and it's pretty much doing the same thing. The models have all pretty much aligned at this point. We're just going to go over that here. 12:30, still more rainfall for us. Keep an umbrella on hand. And then by about 2 p.m., looking at a lapse in that rainfall. And showing the same thing here as we head into about 5 p.m., where those storms push east and really start to strengthen here. Going to use my pointer again. So between Austin and all the way down into Seguin, those are the storm cells that are really starting to strengthen. Again, right along I-35 and I-10, that's where we're looking at the better chance for any severe weather development, as far as the chance for hail, where we're looking at the chance for tornado development. So that is just going to be at the very end of Bexar County and into New Braunfels area for us here in San Antonio. Everything will then continue to push east in about 7:30, 8 o'clock, strengthening across LaGrange, Gonzales, Hallettsville, and into Beeville. Should be clearing our area, but those storms are going to be sticking around further east of us as we head into our evening hours. Takes us into 12:30, again, mostly clearing out here across South Texas, the San Antonio area, but LaGrange, Hallettsville, Beeville, that's where those storms are going to be strengthening before they finally move offshore as we head into our Tuesday. So that takes us into how much rainfall we are expecting. Again, the heaviest rainfall going to be throughout Austin, Cuero, Victoria. Not quite seeing as much rainfall as we expected to see just even yesterday. Yesterday we were expecting heavier rainfall throughout San Antonio, right along I-37 there. We're actually looking at about a half inch. Now we are seeing lower rainfall totals throughout San Antonio, Bexar County, along I-37, and the heavy rainfall does look to remain further east of us, closer to I-10, Austin. That's where we're looking at about a half inch of total rainfall moving in. Now, as far as what we're going to be seeing over the next 5 days, temperatures are warm today. Again, we have that humidity, that moisture that's going to be moving in, and then everything is going to drop. So I'm going to scroll back up here. What is happening? Just taking a look at the setup. And this also kind of explains what is giving us that chance for severe weather. So right now temperatures are going to be in the 80s. What is the weather forecast for overnight? Edwin asked. Well, everything should be clearing out as we head into about 8, 9 o'clock. So it should be drying out for us. That chance for severe weather going to just continue to push east and leaving us mainly dry overnight and as we head into your Tuesday morning. But right now temperatures are looking to be in the 80s this afternoon. We have a lot of that moisture, that humidity, and that's why everything is in green right now across Texas. That just shows us that moisture. But if you look to the west of us right now, El Paso, the brown that's moving into West Texas, that is going to be the drier air that's moving in our next cold front. So that's not only creating the chance for severe weather, but it's going to cause temperatures to really drop as we head into our Tuesday and for the rest of the week. Dropping by about 10 degrees, falling back into the low 70s. So pretty significant cool down that is on the way as that dry air meets that moisture that's right now over Texas. Also, somebody had asked about the fire danger. I'm going to bring that back up for us to take a look at what's happening there. So the dry line is going to be moving in. The dry line is what's giving us that chance for severe weather, that dry air meeting the moisture. And where that dry line is really going to push in is around Del Rio, Eagle Pass. And so that is where the potential for fire danger is very high today. We're not expecting much rainfall there, really not much at all. And so it's just going to be strong and gusty wind. And, well, unfortunately, we won't see any rainfall there. They could really use it because of those dry drought conditions that they're experiencing. we are looking at the best chance for fire danger there as we deal with a lot of strong and gusty wind moving into the area, and that is going to create the chance for fire danger. Any outdoor burning would spread very quickly due to those dry conditions and strong wind gusts. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. Kind of heard to read them while I kind of heard to read your questions all at the same time as they're kind of popping up, so I'm going back and reading over them now. Let me know what your questions are, like if there's anything that you want to chat about with a chance for severe weather. I talked a little bit earlier about going over your severe weather plan again. This is the first time that we have had chance for severe weather to this magnitude since May of 2021. So it is worth it to just go over what your plans are, where you could go in case of severe weather. Talk about it with your kids, making sure you have your phone charged, a way to access any. Gilbert said, did you say hail? Yeah, there is definitely the potential for hail, and I can actually bring that back up for us. But what I was just saying was make sure your phone's charged. The chance for severe weather is really moving in during rush hour, about 4 to 8 o'clock. And so have your phone charged, a way to access any weather alerts that we might be getting, way to know if we're going into a severe weather threat. And that way that you can be prepared for it, know where you would go in case of any storms. Taking a look at what is happening here, this is showing us the hail threat that's in place right now. And I'm just going to scroll in a bit here. So you can see the best chance. Somebody had also asked about Hondo. Right now we are looking at pretty significant chance for hail between about 3 and 8 p.m. And the area in black, I'll get my pointer up again for us, because I think that makes it a little bit easier. Let me know if it does. Okay, so you can see somebody had asked about Hondo. So the area in black, that means there is a significant chance for hail to be moving in. And we are looking at about quarter-size hail with the chance for significant and strong storms to move in. So portions of Hondo still under that threat for hail, Bexar County as well as Pleasanton, and then really the best chance is going to be right along I-10 and I-35 up into Austin and Gonzales. So something that we could be dealing with between about 3 and 8 p.m., really looking even to about 4 to 8 p.m. Again, that is rush hour times. Kids are leaving school, you're leaving work, so just have your severe weather plan in place and know what you're going to do. If you can avoid being out on the roads during that time, even better. As far as the severe, we'll go with the wind threat and zoom in on those and take a look. But as far as the chance for the wind threat, which is 60-mile-per-hour winds, totally possible. The best chance is going to be throughout portions of Bexar County. It's about a 15% chance there. And that's going to be the area in yellow, right along I-37, again I-35 and I-10. Area in brown that we're seeing throughout Hondo for West Bexar County, that is where we are looking at slightly lower chance, about 5% there. So wind gusts might not be as strong or damaging. How big of hail is expected? We could see quarter-size hail, so that is what we're watching out for as we head into the day. What other questions do you guys have that I can answer? As far as storm timing, when everything is moving out, this is just showing us into Corpus Christi that storm is going to finally, I'm sorry, I'm also reading your comments as I talk. Well, I don't want any hail. A good old-fashioned thunder and lightning storm would be extremely beneficial. I agree. I love a good thunderstorm. Definitely, we never want severe weather, but I love a good thunderstorm, especially when I'm heading to sleep, so I wouldn't mind that at all for today. But as far as when that storm is going to be moving out, somebody asked earlier about the overnight forecast and what we're looking at as far as that storm timing. This shows us Corpus Christi. The storm is eventually going to move offshore, moving off the coast, and moves out of Tilden by about 6 to 9 p.m. and then finally going to be moving out of Corpus Christi between about 8 and 11 p.m. and then moves out completely as we head into about Tuesday. Will you be cutting into regular programming when things start getting bad? Yes, absolutely. That is why we talk about make sure you have your cell phone charged, just a way to access any severe alerts. Bill Taylor and Ryan will be in. Paul is going to be live doing severe weather coverage actually from outside the building. So that's really cool. You guys will get to see him today. and absolutely cutting in if there's anything going on that we need to talk about. Covering this whole event, just being prepared on all platforms. We're going to be covering this Facebook Live, of course, on our weather app, YouTube Live, and then also, of course, on KENS 5. So this is going to be really, this is going to be just our main priority as we head into the day today, keeping you guys covered and letting you guys know what to expect with that chance for severe weather. Again, we haven't had severe weather to this magnitude in about a year now. Yes, Bill will be in. No worries. Bill would not miss this. When will the severe thunderstorms get here? So somebody asked about the severe thunderstorms. So for those of you just joining in, I'll circle back to everything that we're looking at here. The best chance for severe weather today is going to be between about 4 and 8 p.m. That's going to be during rush hour for us, and that's when we're looking at the better chance for strong storms to move in. And I'll go through the timeline of that here on our Futurecast. Again, for those of you that are just joining in, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but what we're looking at with that threat for severe weather, showers and thunderstorms could be moving over us as we head into the next couple of hours, even into your lunch hour, about 12 o'clock. But into about 1:30, 2 o'clock, that's when we're looking at kind of a lapse in the rainfall. Everything moves out, and that dry line is going to start to move in. And as that dry line sweeps across, that is when we're looking at a line of storms. And let's see if I can get my arrow up. Well, we're looking at a line of storms all the way from Austin down into Seguin and Floresville. That's going to be moving across the area. That's going to be the dry line really strengthening those storms as they push east, with the best chance for severe weather along I-35 and I-10. So closer to Austin, eastern portion of Bexar County, New Braunfels area, all looking at the better chance for seeing some of those significant storms to develop. So this takes us into 5 p.m. here, where we're seeing those storms really strengthening across Austin, San Marcos, and we'll continue to push east. This takes us into 7 p.m. You can see Gonzales, LaGrange still looking at the chance for some of those strong storms, but everything is pushing in about 9 p.m. That's when things are starting to move closer to the coast, and we'll be moving out as we head into about 1 a.m., looking at things finally beginning to clear out closer to the coastline. You can see this is 4 a.m., and Victoria is starting to clear out, pushing offshore as we head into our Tuesday morning. Let me know what other questions that you guys have, if you guys are just joining, if there's anything you want me to go over. Somebody asked about the hail threat, 181, and what we're looking at the best chance for severe weather here is going to be for portions of Bexar County, New Braunfels area, right along I-35 and into I-10, but we could see hail as far as I-35 near Pearsall. So even Hondo, Bandera, all could see hail, but the better chance is going to be for the areas that are in red, and again, that is the eastern portion of Bexar County here, up into New Braunfels, Seguin, Floresville, all looking at the higher potential for hail development. But we could even see it as far west as Pearsall and into Hondo and Bandera. So all things that we're watching out for. Okay, somebody asked any storms for Cotulla. So the general threat that we're looking at is going to be the most significant storms are again going to be for, you can see along 183, Seguin, New Braunfels. That's the area in orange that we're looking at. That's the highest storm potential. Portions of Bexar County, Floresville, Seguin. The lower chances are going to be between about Uvalde, right along I-90 there, and really lowest chances between about Eagle Pass and Crystal City, so that really like green. That's where the lowest storm potential is. And then as we get into the chance for more severe weather, lower risk is going to be the area in dark green. So around I-90, Uvalde, Cotulla, Pearsall. Then the area in yellow, they're now under a slight risk, which is a level 2 out of 5. Again, highest risk, that's going to be the area in orange. And that is a level 3 out of 5. And that's what we're seeing portions of Bexar County under, Seguin, New Braunfels, all the way up into Austin. Somebody asked, is there hail in the forecast? Yeah, so we're going to pop that back up again. We've been talking about this over the last probably 15 minutes. And for those of you that are just joining, the chance for hail is going to be pretty significant for us. What we're looking at, zooming in really tight on this, just giving you guys an idea of what's going to be happening. The best chance for hail could be about a quarter size. The best chance is going to be for the areas in red, so Austin, New Braunfels, portions of Bexar County, but we could see hail even as far west as portions of Hondo, Kerrville, so the areas that are in yellow but still have that black line through them. What that black line is, the Storm Prediction Center issues these. It means significant severe. It's like a hatch chance. Basically means that's where the highest chances are. So that's the area's better chance for hail development, which we typically see. All right. Looks like I'm up to date on all the comments, but let me know if there's anything else that you guys want me to go over. Again, we are looking at the best chance for the severe weather to move in between rush hours, so about 4 and 8 p.m. That looks to be the timeline for this system. Have your severe weather plan in place. That's what we're talking about, really knowing what you will do in the case of severe weather. We haven't had severe weather like this since May of 2021, but we're going to be covering this heavily throughout the entire day. It's going to be our top priority. Bill is going to be in this afternoon, and Paul is even going to be going live from outside covering what we're seeing as we head into this chance for severe weather. So we're going to be covering this on all platforms throughout the day. Your KENS 5 weather app, YouTube, Facebook Live, and of course here on KENS 5. And we'll break in for any storm potential. Somebody asked that earlier if we would be breaking in, and of course any chance or any severe threat that goes into place, we are going to be continuously watching. Somebody asked, is there a tornado for New Braunfels tonight? So this is a tornado threat that we're looking at. And right now, New Braunfels does have a significant threat for tornado development. The best chance for storm development, if we were to see an isolated tornado develop, that's going to be right along I-35 and I-10. That's the area that we're watching specifically. Right now, looking at, I'll pop up my arrow again. Right now, this black line that we're seeing, that's just showing us where the most significant threat will be. Higher risk is going to be for New Braunfels, Seguin, right along I-35 and I-10 there, because as those storms push east, they're going to continue to strengthen. So it's not out of the question that we could see an isolated storm cell developing. I'm sorry, I'm reading your guys' comments. So when I'm not talking, that's what I'm doing. The best chance, again, for tornado threat, that is going to be right along I-10 and I-35 there. So that's what we're monitoring. That's the area that we're really focused on for the chance for any tornado development. Not out of the question to see an isolated storm cell developing like that. But of course, we are going to continue to keep you updated. If there's any watches or warnings that go into place, we'll be breaking in, and of course, live on Facebook throughout this event. So keeping you guys updated. And of course, we'll send weather alerts straight to your phone as well. Basically, all severe weather is possible with this. Nothing is ruled out, but the better chance will be for hail and strong wind development. And again, isolated tornadoes are not out of the question. So I'm just going to throw up your 7-day. We'll talk about what's going to be happening throughout the rest of the week as well. So today we're looking at those strong wind gusts moving in, really breezy conditions. That's going to be the first thing you're probably already feeling as you are heading out this morning. But then the dry air is going to move in and much colder air is moving in, and it's giving us a dry but also much cooler next couple of days. So Tuesday, Wednesday, even into Thursday, temperatures will be in the 70s for us. We warm back up into Friday though. Saturday and Sunday still looking sunny, breezy, really beautiful rest of the week for us. But yesterday was the first day of spring, and we're kicking off spring weather with a chance for spring weather. Somebody asked if there's any additional apps. Of course, KENS 5 weather app, but you can also get alerts sent directly to your phone through Apple. I know that iPhone will send those alerts. So, you know, say you're not paying attention to your phone necessarily. There is under your, I'm looking through my phone right now to find out where it is for you guys. But you can set those settings up through your iPhone if you have an iPhone. Hopefully, if not, I'm sorry. But they will send, if the National Weather Service were to issue anything, they'll send those alerts straight to your phone. and they are very loud, so they can wake you up in the middle of the night, actually, if something were to happen overnight. Again, the timeline for that really has things clearing out for us into about 8 p.m., but it's also something just good to know for the future as well, that, if anything were to happen, any watches or warnings were issued, you can get those alerts straight to your phone, and they will wake you up in the middle of the night because they are very loud. There's an alert tone that comes with them. But I am going to sign off. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Be sure to tune back in for us. Jeremy is going to be doing our 12 o'clock show today. And of course, we're going to be, again, this is our top priority. We're monitoring this constantly, keeping you guys up to date. We're going to be going on Facebook Live, YouTube, the KENS 5 weather app, and of course, breaking in for any coverage if any watches or warnings go into place. Somebody asked, why are we not under a watch yet? That's because right now it is 10 a.m. and the threat for severe weather doesn't move in until about 4 p.m. So still long time, and that's why we're doing this now, keeping you guys updated and just letting you guys know in advance so that you can be prepared and have those severe weather plans in place. And we're going to keep you up to date throughout the day, and just make sure that you guys know what's going on as we head into this chance for severe weather. So have a great rest of your day, and be sure to tune in at 12, and then again starting at 4 o'clock, Bill will be covering all things weather. Michael wanted to know, all right, so this is an interesting question. And Michael asked, why do storms develop north of San Antonio and south of the city or east and avoid our city? So the fire danger, this is kind of a good one to look at here. What's going to be happening. Right now, you can see where the very high fire danger is. That's throughout the Rio Grande, Rock Springs down to Eagle Pass, and very, very dry conditions there. That's going to be a dry lane that's moving through that area, and that's what's giving them that very high fire danger. It doesn't look for the chance for any rainfall to be moving in, just that dry air moving in. Very gusty wind, fire would catch very, very quickly, and so that is why avoid any outdoor burning today. But with no chance for rainfall, let me bring up another graphic that is going to be a good explainer for this. All right, so this is our dew point map, and what it's showing right now, all of the green that's over Texas, that's the moisture, the humidity, and the warm air. And what's happening is that warm air and moisture is just sitting over Texas, and then we have a dry line that's moving in, so all dry air. And you can start to see where it's moving into West Texas. That's the area in brown. And it's going to continue to push in and create that chance for severe weather. But as that dry line moves through, starts really into Eagle Pass, there's no chance for any rainfall there. So those storms will continue to push east, the better chance for rainfall, and those storms will strengthen actually as that dry line moves through. And I'll actually bring that up on our future watch. So you can see what's happening. The rainfall clears out into about 2, 3 o'clock, and then that first line of storms is going to move through. That dry line has continued to push past Hondo, past San Antonio, and it strengthens as it does. And that's why we're seeing those isolated storm cells that are developing, those areas in pink and red. Those are the storm cells that have strengthened and are now giving the chance for severe weather further to the east of us. Does that answer your question? I hope it does. But basically the very dry conditions that we're seeing, they don't typically allow for that moisture that we need to create those storms. But as those storms continue to push east, they do find that moisture and they start to strengthen and continue to strengthen further east of us. But again, I'm going to now sign off. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and make sure to tune in for constant coverage. Have those alerts set up to your phone, and we will continue to track out this threat for severe weather, keeping you updated all throughout the day. Have a great rest of your day.